Finally, a horizontal video from my phone capture. I had to pause recording because there was a mosquito and I had to stop it. It almost ate me again. I've got 3 mosquito bites this year. Summer 2022. Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to be making Kushina from Naruto. So, do you know who that is? I hope you don't. I hope you do. Hold on, wait. So, let's go ahead and let's start this video with telling you what today's plans are. Today's plans are make a cosplay, go to a convention, and then come back and talk about cosplay, and we'll go from there. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm CelesteOrchid. I have been cosplaying since 2005, sewing since 2006. That's right, some of my cosplays that I first started were not sewn and were found items. That means that you can make cosplay out of anything. In today's video, I am making Kushina Uzumaki, aka Naruto's mom. If you are like, oh my god, spoiler alert, no, technically not, because Naruto had to be born from someone. It's just a grand reveal when you actually get to see her. So minor spoilers, but this show has been out since like 2003. So it's really early. So you've had plenty of time to watch Naruto and find out who this character is. If not, don't worry. There's no spoilers about who this character is and what she does other than she's Naruto's mom. And that's what we're going to be making today because I'm still pregnant. I decided to make this costume because I'm pregnant and I don't think I'll have another chance to do this just in case something bad goes wrong. And it's really easy, simple cosplay. So let's go ahead and show you what we'll need. So Kushina has this like zipper neck, turtleneck thing. And you can see that it's got super short sleeves. So I'm going to need to find a shirt or modify a shirt that has a collar and add a zipper. Luckily, we went to the thrift stores and we found this like sweater parka that's white and it's already got a zipper. So I will be using this as my shirt to keep me warm. I only paid like 6 times 3, like $4. So yeah, there you go. I'm going to be cutting out the sleeves and then making it fit just a tiny bit tighter. Let's see. I'm going to try it on. So this is me trying on the parka I got. So the collar part is perfect. All of this is perfect, except the cut of the shirt. So what I'm going to have to do is kind of like taper it in just a tiny bit and then cut it out. I'm probably just going to pinch and pin it and then sew it. You can modify a shirt any way you like. I even bought a button-up shirt. I bought this right here, and just in case this parka does not work out, I can just install a zipper and wear that and cut off the sleeves. But instead, of course, I am going to be wearing this after I modify just this part. Let's go ahead and get started. So what I did is I made sure to lay the seam flat, and I remember to mark down where I wanted it to go. I remember that this was way too low, and I don't need to like worry about the rest of the sleeve because I'm cutting that off. And then to make the cap sleeve, I'm just going to make a slight little bend over this way so it covers more of my shoulder. So first I'm going to try this with a basting stitch and see if this is too high. If it's too high, then I'm going to lower it. But I remember that this was like a little bit, needs to go higher. Anyway, so let's go ahead and try that on one side and then we'll mimic it to the other and then cut off the excess. Okay, so we ran into a little problem. Sewing straight up causes me to need to make a dart. So instead I'm going to go over more to the left here and I'm going to mark it. And then I'm just going to make the cut from there. So I actually had, where are you? I actually had too much sleeve on this marking. So it's always good to go back and try it on a mannequin or on yourself. You can usually make marks with your pencil or something. So I'm just going to make a mark here-ish. And no one's going to see the inside. This is a cosplay after all. And then here I'm just going to make a mark here so you can see what I'm doing. And that's how I know this is how big the cap sleeve needs to be. Perfect. I'm extremely happier with how high this one goes. So now all I had to do is cut off the excess and use it as a mirror for the other side. And then my shirt is technically done. The cool thing about this one is that I'll still have pockets on the inside. So yay. Any cosplay that can keep pockets is a good cosplay to be. Alright, here I am cutting off the excess, and then I'm going to trace it on the other side and repeat the whole process. So now that I got both sides done, I just need to hem the edges so they don't roll too hard. And then the shirt is completed. And yeah, I made sure it's just going to be a normal stitch. So I'm just going to fold it over the raw edge and sew it down. Ta-da! And this is my new shirt for Kushina. Sorry, I have my undershirt on. So this is my new shirt for Kushina. I'm so happy with how it turned out. And look, it only cost me $4. I didn't have to buy all the materials such as a zipper and a shirt. So sometimes when it comes down to just modifying, look for something to modify, and it fits both my belly and this, so whenever I do get pregnant, I could take it in and still be Kushina and my son can be Naruto! Woo! So now it's time to work on the apron. So Kushina's apron is a little special because the back is kind of just the two straps, and then it's just open here. So these are my screenshots that I took from when he meets her, and so it's just normal cut here. Nothing special. If we look at here, it's just a long green dress. What I'm thinking of doing is actually making like it into 3 pieces. So a front piece, the straps, and a back skirt piece, because that's what it looks like. So for this part, I have this nice green jersey stretch fabric. I think this is going to be really nice. It actually has a print on the other side, but you know, make with what you got, and I'm not going to buy more green fabric, so this is it. What I'm going to do first is see how much I have. Here's something super interesting. So me just holding up the fabric as is, it actually hits the right spot. So I can just kind of cut this into like a tube, shape the tube a little bit with the ties, and then just add a like cut shit here and straps. But yeah, so basically if we remember looking at it, it's basically A-line. So I can totally do that. Her legs are spread apart, but I think I'm just going to try to make it as feminine and motherly as possible. So I know that it seems a little strange to be using the reverse side of the fabric, but don't ever be afraid to experiment with things and give it new life. I need to iron this, but my iron is somewhere else and I don't know what to do. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and make the bow part because that's going to take me like 2 seconds. And that way I don't have to worry about strips and anything else like that. I actually think I should make the strips as well. I'm going to have to do that anyways. To get the bow size that I want, I'm going to take my measuring tape and turn it into a literal bow like this. Now I think that might be a little bit there. So I think I will go for a full 60 if I can. And don't be afraid to actually make it in multiple pieces. So ideally, I can just make the bow like this. Actually, that's pretty nice. So I can tie the bow myself and even it out, and then just sew it on like this. So this is my completed bow for the back. All I did was a single knot. So what you can see is that I made sure that the knot lies in the middle right here where this V kind of is made. I made sure to give it a nice iron. Take 2 sides, loop, and then bring it to where the V is. And such. Now before I looped all this, I made sure to give it a nice press, and that's why it looks so nice and clean. So I just ironed out this entire fabric sheet. Obviously you don't need to watch me iron. I think you know how to do that. So I'm going to sew together this big slab of fabric into a tube then cut out a neck hole, leave some space for armholes, and then I will modify from there. Remember, this is supposed to be like a really loose kind of dress kind of thing. It's pretty shapeless. Since I already sewed the edges, I'm gonna go ahead and do the hemline. Oh, look at that. The hem is completely janked because I'm using all the fabric I have left. So I'm going to even it out like so. Make sure there's no folds, and if there is, correct the fold. And then I'm just going to cut off a little bit at the bottom. For the bottom edge, I hemmed it using the serger, and then I just folded it over doing a single fold hemline. So to get the neckline that I want, I'm going to be using one of my favorite patterns as a guide, but I'm going to modify it slightly. So it'll go like this. And I already put this on fold. And I don't need to cut through all of it. I just need the front neck. And we'll go like that. Then we'll cut above it, just because we don't want it to go too deep. I'm not cutting through too. And I don't want this to be too deep because I'm going to hem the neckline so it doesn't stretch. Get this out of the way. Okay, now that we got this first side, let's go ahead and flip it to the other side. Oh, well, I can't really do that until I open this part here, which is going to get cut off anyways because it's 2 straps. But we'll see how that looks in a second. Okay, now that we have it here, I can fold it over and copy the exact pattern that I just cut so that it's symmetrical on both sides. So I'm going to make a tiny incision here. I have my neckline. So I'm going to try it on, and then I'm going to mark out what I need to cut off. This is what it looks like on. It's the perfect neckline. Okay, so obviously it goes to the right length that I want it to go to. Now I just need to make sure it fits appropriately. So I'm going to do one side again. And, oh, come on, marker. Come on, crayon. Crayon, love me. And then I'm just going to slowly mark the lines that I want while wearing it. I want it to come down here, just like that, and then that would be perfect. I'm not going to mark the back part just yet because I don't even know how I'm going to do that, but I need to cut like 2 strips, and I think if I just like serge the edges and finish it, I think it'll look really nice. Her dress, it goes thin straps. Yeah. So thin straps from like here-ish down to here. And then I can use elastic at the back too if I felt like it. So I lined up the sleeve tops together again. Now I'm gonna pin it and cut it out so it doesn't shift. It'll be great. That's all I need today. With needles. Yay. So the cool part is that it looks really great now. All I need to do is cut out the back, hem the edges, and then what I'm going to do is just pull the pieces together here at the back, sew on the bow, and hem the edges like I said. And ta-da! We're done with Kushina! Sort of. I think there's a few accessories like a red wig, the hairpin, which is really easy, just put a hairpin in, and a blue bracelet, which I'm just going to use my watch. this is what it looks like. So I had to do some modifications because I cut the back a little wrong. I added a little bit of elastic waistband and I cut off the straps from here. Should have made it from here and then added the elastic, but it's okay. It looks better now. And then you can see the straps. They go all the way around. If anything, I should have cut the straps completely off and added like the tubing so it wouldn't show the seam allowance. But I think it looks okay. For a simple cosplay and no one really looks at the back anyways, I think this looks amazing for a pregnancy cosplay. The last thing I need to do now is either pin or hand sew the bow on the back. Usually I like to pin it on the back because it's really annoying when I want to lay back and then there's this bump. So that's basically done. Now I just need to find my red wig and my shoes there. Perfect. So I'm just going to use those. And I'm not really going to have like the socks to go with it. I can't use my pocket. But ta-da! Kushina's basically done. Time to find my wig. Ta-da! And this is my completed Kushina cosplay. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So it's really simple and easy. I didn't make it to the convention, and that's okay. Like, I'm actually pretty famished. Full reveal. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm very happy that this is like a one-day build, like a few-hour build, really. I am glad that I did add an elastic here. I hand-sewed the bow on. That way I don't have to worry about pinning it and then losing it, like what happened to my Fox McCloud tail. My wig is a little bit messy, but you know I'm still about to give birth, so yay, Kushina finished! If you guys like this little video of me doing my Naruto cosplay or any cosplays in the future, flies, let me know with a comment down below who you want to see me cosplay as in the future. Granted, my shoes aren't perfect. If I want to, I can just fold up some gray socks and cut off the toes and then call it a day. But yay, Kushina! Yay! I just wanted to add July 10th is Kushina's birthday, so happy birthday to her, and remember to stay inspired, be creative, and I will see you in a future video.